My name is Joanna Sean. Welcome to the virtual Ghana Flower and Garden Show 2020. And welcome to the Masterclass, I deal in herbs, and you are welcome to my garden. So here, this is my miniature garden. We wouldn't go all around. This is the miniature one I set up. So we have the lemon grass here. Lemon grass is usually used for teas, and it's good for, it distresses you, it's good for inflammation, it's good for pains and all that. Normally I combine this lemon grass with butterfly pea. Butterfly pea is here. So I'm happy to show you my miniature garden. Here I have a turmeric, and which is good. We've spoken about it already. It's good for inflammation. It's good for, it's an antioxidant and has other properties. And I have black pepper. Actually, black pepper combines with turmeric to work very well. You take turmeric alone, it doesn't really work. You need to combine it with black pepper. I've harvested this. I've harvested my own turmeric quite a number of times. I harvest them, save some, and use some. But black pepper is now coming up, so I buy black pepper from the grocery shop. Then here I have my lemongrass for my tea. Initially, I was doing it alone, but I realized, or I got to know, that it combines very well with blue butterfly pea tea. This is butterfly pea, and this is the plant. So I combine the lemongrass with the butterfly pea, and it's really, really soothing. It helped me with my sleeplessness and my stress and my anxiety. And then with this butterfly pea, it's so interesting and fascinating. It makes a blue tea. What you just do is you drop a few of the petals in a teacup, pour hot water over it, and then it turns blue. And then if you squeeze a few drops of lemon into it, it turns purple. So usually when I get visitors or guests, I fascinate them with it. Blue tea is in front of us, and suddenly it turns purple, and everyone is like, what happened? Then we all laugh, and then I tell them about it. So I have that. Then I have parsley. Parsley has so many uses. It could be used in salads. You could use it for smoothies. You could use it for as a filling, add to your salsa. So many uses, and you can even boil and drink. It's a very good diuretic. When I say diuretic, it makes you urinate, or it makes you lose a lot of accumulated water that you may not need. So essentially, it reduces the blood pressure too. I have this, my friend here, Gutu Cola. Gutu Cola is my darling. I use it for so many things. I use it to do my omelets, for my smoothies, for my juices, because it calms my nerves so much. We have a peppermint here. Peppermint, I grow peppermint a lot. It also, I mean, all the herbs have so many benefits that we'll not be able to talk about here. It's also soothing, it's calming. I use it for hot teas. And here I would like to make a distinction between the peppermint and the mint. People mix it up. Mint is for cold drinks, like your juices, your smoothies, and your cut fruits and all that. And peppermint is for hot tea. They all smell nice. The smells are similar, but they are different. When you put peppermint in cold water, the aroma doesn't come out well. And when you put mint in hot water, the aroma doesn't come well. So mint is for cold drinks, and peppermint is for hot drinks. I use peppermint a lot for my hot teas, for my smoothies, and not smoothies, for my hot teas predominantly. And here I want to make a distinction between peppermint and mint. This is peppermint and this is mint. When you look at them, the peppermint is darker and more sprawly. The mint is a sort of lemon green color. But the main distinction here is that peppermint is for hot teas, mint is for cold drinks. So your smoothies, your drinks, your cut fruits and everything will go with mint. And then your teas will go with, you have to use peppermint for your teas. If you use hot water for mint, the aroma doesn't, it will come, but it doesn't come out so well. But when it gets into something cold, it really, really comes out well. And vice versa, when you use peppermint too for cold drinks, it doesn't come out so well. The aroma doesn't come out so well. So you use it for hot teas. Then I have here my celery. Celery, in fact, all these herbs could be tossed in your juices and your smoothies. The only one that requires heat is the peppermint. And sometimes, yeah, parsley too, you could put them in your hot soup. Celery, you could put them in your hot soups. So I have here basil. Bay leaf is a Mediterranean herb. And it is a very slow grower, but it has so many medicinal benefits. So I have here bay leaf, and I have rosemary. Rosemary is excellent on fish, on poultry, on lamb, meats, and everything. Here we have thyme, and you could use rosemary for tea too. It's very soothing and calming. It induces sleep. So you could use rosemary to help with your sleep. I have sage here. Sage is used for many dishes. I use it for my stews. I use it for my garnishing. I use it for my poultry, and then sometimes I burn it because it eases the lungs. It helps the lungs to ease and reduce mucus. So I use sage that way. Then I have this lemon balm. This is lemon balm. Lemon balm is also predominantly used for teas and smoothies. It makes a very calming tea. I have tarragon here. Tarragon too is used for teas. It could be dried, it could be used fresh. So it's used for teas, for salads. What actually is that you could use, they are all good. So you could use any herb the way you want it. You could cut them, you could boil them, you could dry them and use them in teas. You could use it for garnish. You could use it to saute your vegetables. You could use it to steam your meat or fish or chicken or whatever. So I have sobolo or bisap, locally called sobolo. This is a local plant, getting international now. It has so many uses. When you boil it, it gets purple. Anything that changes to purple or dark red or something means it has a lot of antioxidants. Sobolo can be prepared in so many ways. You could add ginger, you could add pineapple, African spices like the cloves and the rest. And it makes a very, very real soothing drink. So here we have sobolo. Then we get on to the basil. We have so many types of basil. But for now, I have two types here, the sweet basil and the dark opal. This dark opal, the smell is just like the sweet basil, but it's just purple. So it means it has more antioxidants. And we use basil for seasoning, for spicing, to make salsa, and or some chew it just like that. I learned it's very good for hypertension and palpitation and all that. But those medicinal benefits of the herbs, researches are still going on. Places like the Center for Research into Plant Medicine in Mampong, they are conducting more research on this. But for now, that is what we know about it. So we use it sometimes, but carefully. Yeah, this is holy basil, another type of basil. Holy basil or tulsi. This originated from India, but it's getting localized here now. It could also be used for your teas and all that you can. We have oregano and thyme. There are also herbs and spices that you can use in your cooking, in your juices and everything. I have the cinnamon plant here. Cinnamon is gaining so much name, or has gained so much name. So this is the plant. No, you don't normally use the leaves. You use the bark of a matured cinnamon plant. And it helps, it's an antioxidant too. It helps with inflammation. It helps with the skin and a whole lot of uses. I have this eucalyptus here. I really used eucalyptus during this COVID because I use it for steam inhalation. You hang it in your shower, or you do a steam inhalation. It gets into your lungs, and you immediately feel relieved. It takes off the phlegm and everything. Then I have this curry leaf too. Curry leaf is also good. It's very medicinal. It has so many, as I said, most of these really, really medicinal properties and their uses, it's still being, it's under research. So we are careful about talking about it. We are using it, it's working for us, but more research is needed so that we know the dosage, the reactions, the side effects, and all that you have. But we are using it individually. I love rosemary so much. I use it on my chicken, and it's so good. I use it to grill my chicken, and it smells so lovely. Normally I combine it with some thyme and maybe a dash of oregano, and it comes out so well. Parsley, I use it to garnish my rice. When the rice is almost done, I cut some parsley, I cut some parsley, some celery, and even some gutukola, and use it to stir the rice, and just take it off the fire, and it's ready to eat. Sometimes when I want to fascinate my visitors, I use this blue tea to cook rice, and then we have blue rice. It's especially exciting for the kids. So when I have kids as guests, I do blue tea, I do blue rice, and sometimes blue ice cream. Into herbs because I found out gradually that herbs possess a lot of medicinal and health benefits and culinary benefits. So in around 2014, I was at home recovering, recuperating, and then I started planting herbs. So since 2014, I've been into herbs, and it gets exciting every day because I use herbs for almost everything. My friends enjoy it. When I get guests and everything, I use herbs. And as the days go by, I continue to discover their health and medicinal benefits. I take almost all. I take peppermint, I take mint, I take gutukola, rosemary, thyme, the list goes on and on. Sage, parsley, celery, basil, different types of basil. I take teas like lemongrass tea, which I have, butterfly pea tea. I have herbs, spices like turmeric, black pepper, that goes together. I was recuperating from knee surgery, and turmeric really helped me. I was buying from the grocery store. So when I realized, I brought a piece. First I brought a piece home. I brought some home, I couldn't use all. So it was left, and after a while, I saw the rhizomes germinating. I read about it, and I saw it could be planted. And so when I planted, wow, the shoots started coming up so fast. And this is an example of my turmeric. I harvest almost every year. When you plant, it takes about a year. It takes a long time for the rhizomes to form. But after a year, I harvest, I keep some, I store it well, in different ways, and then I replant. So every time I have turmeric, and I really enjoy it. Recently I realized, or I read, it should be combined with black pepper. So I have black pepper here. It's not matured yet, but I get black pepper from the grocery store and combine it, and it's really working for me. My knees are getting better, my joints are getting stronger. I love turmeric. Herbs, I would say some are really exotic, and some are sort of, they were all exotic. The herbs that I have here, we have the Ghanaian herbs that we wouldn't go into them today. We will deal with the exotic ones. They are all exotic, but some have been around for a longer time. Something like parsley, celery, basil, mint, peppermint. They are easy to grow. They are so adaptable to our weather conditions and our soil and everything. There are the others that are really exotic, like the rosemary, the thyme, the oregano. But I said to myself, there's nothing called impossible, so let me try and start growing those very exotic ones. So I turned them here and there, learned about them, had some failures, had some successes. Till now, I can say I could grow the very exotic ones, and I could grow them all very well, and I'm enjoying them. As a beginner, the easiest to grow, I'll say basil, all the varieties of basil, because we have so many types of basil. We have the cinnamon, the sweet basil, the holy basil. Basils are easy to grow, and then mint, peppermint are very easy. Parsley and celery, moderately easy. So as a beginner, I would advise you to start with the easier ones, because gardening is sort of, as a beginner, if you are not careful and the plants keep dying, you get discouraged and stop. But for me, I'm not ready to stop. So when they die, I try another way. I try and research on them till they agree to grow in my garden. So the easiest are the mint, the peppermint, the basil, and parsley, celery. I like those spots because I have my herbs in containers. I'm an advocate for container gardening, where you could use almost everything to grow your herbs. These are the green kufuor gallons. These are bottled water bottles, buckets, and what you have. What have you? We are encouraging container gardening because people need to grow their own food for food security, for health reasons. And now, as we have all these pesticides and chemicals, if you grow your own food, it's better. You know where your food is coming from. So I have this herbs in containers. Some of the herbs, as we said earlier, are difficult to start, and it's daunting for beginners. So I grow them to a certain level that they will not die, hopefully. Then when people come, they want to set up their own herb gardens, they just pick the selection or the variety they want, and then plant them in their gardens or keep them in the pots and use them. Herbs are a little bit fragile, and storing them becomes a problem. It's always best to use herbs fresh. Herbs could be dried, they could be frozen, you could stand them in water, you could put them in the refrigerator. But the best way is to have them fresh like this. Just go to your backyard, pluck your fresh herbs and use them. So there are so many ways of storage, as I've said, but the best way is to have your own herbs in your garden. Yeah, so that is what we have here. We have all sorts of herbs and vegetables here in container, and it's working very well in this urban environment where space is limited. You go to the flats and things, space is limited, but you have them in containers. You can arrange herbs of your choice, spices of your choice in your small balcony and use them as and when you want them. So I'm pleased to show you my peppermint raised garden bed. This is all peppermint. I love peppermint so much, so I grow a lot and I share with friends too. Peppermint is very evasive, so it's always good to contain it, or else it takes over your garden. The aroma alone, in the morning I come and I just do like this, and the aroma alone is so refreshing and relaxing. So guys, thank you once again for joining us in the 2020 Ghana Flower and Garden Show. You are always welcome, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.